Good morning, everybody. Paul Pryor from Hinkle, Pryor and Fisher. Hope everybody's doing well on this morning. Wanted to talk to you for a couple of minutes about a new law that's going to be going into effect more likely than not in early June, as soon as it's signed into law, allowing students with special education related services who have an IEP to have an additional year of school. If your child is scheduled to age out of the educational system in either the years 2022, or 2023, your child may be eligible for an additional 1 year of special education and related services. Now remember, a student with special needs is entitled to special ed and related services until the June following their 21st birthday, and then they age out. That is the long-held law here in the state of New Jersey. And remember, folks, that a school year is defined as beginning on July 1st and ending on June 30th. So if your child turns 21, whenever they turn 21, they're entitled to go to school all the way around until the following June, until the end of the school year. So this is important development in the law, because now students who were scheduled to age out in 21, 22, or 23 are now going to be age eligible for an additional year of special education related services. In other words, until the June following their 22nd birthday. So it's likely that this is going to be signed into law in early June. A lot of procedural issues I won't bore you with, but it's really important that you know that this law is going into effect. Now, things you need to know as parents. First of all, your IEP team, that means you and the representatives of the school district, need to agree that your child requires an additional year of services. This is designed to address some of the shortfalls in education as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. But in order to receive this additional year, your IEP team, which includes you, has to agree that your child needs this, and that needs to be incorporated into the IEP. Now, obviously, there's probably going to be a lot of districts that are going to be reluctant to agree to this. So remember that you have appeal rights that you can file for mediation and due process, and should, if your district does not permit you and does not agree that your child should continue on for an additional year. Now, there's some particular concerns if your child is scheduled to age out this June of 2021. So today is May 26th, 2021. So there's not a lot of time yet left. Most schools, calendars are going to end in a month or less, give or take, a month. So how do we go about using this law to ensure that your child receives an additional year beginning in the 21-22 school year? So need to act very quickly. Remember that if the district does not believe that your child requires an additional year beyond June of 21, you will need to file a due process petition and file an application for stay put. You will need to do that within 15 days of the district's denial of your request to receive an additional year of services. Now that's 15 days. That's not 15 school days. That's not 15 weekdays. That's 15 days, inclusive of weekends and holidays like Memorial Day and any other days off from school. It's 15 calendar days. So you obviously need to move very, very quickly. Now, given the fact that we are in such a tight timeline for the end of the 2020-2021 school year, what we're going to advise parents to do is we're going to advise you to request an IEP team meeting now. Even though the law hasn't yet been signed into law, we want you to request an IEP meeting right now to discuss this. Remember that a district is required to conduct an IEP meeting within 20 days of the parent's written request to conduct an IEP meeting. So you should send an email to your case manager, to your director of special services, whomever it is, and request that the school conduct an IEPT meeting for the purposes of discussing eligibility for continued special education and related services in the 21-22 school year. You want to do that because if your child's educational entitlement comes to an end before you have the meeting, it doesn't matter anymore. Your child's not going to be able to receive that extra year of services. So you want to get the clock ticking right now on that 20-day timeline to conduct a meeting, because obviously districts have time on their side right now and you don't. So so get out ahead of this, even though the law is not in effect, because by all accounts, all reports, all advocacy feedback certainly indicates that this is going to be signed into law probably sometime in the first week of June. So take advantage of this if you think it's going to be helpful for your child. Make sure you know what your rights are. I'm going to put a couple of links to articles on our website in the comment section of this post. One's going to be to an article on stay put so that you can have a greater level of understanding and read a little bit more about it. And the other one's going to be, the other article that we're going to post is going to be about graduation issues. Remember, even if your child doesn't end his educational entitlement this year, can still participate in commencement exercises and other senior activities, even though he's not actually aging out because he's extending his time in the school district, in the school system. So know what your rights are, read the articles that we're going to put in the comment sections, and if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Hope everybody's doing well again. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you down the road.